before we go ahead, I feel it is very important to define some key terms. So as we develop and I say these terms, you will understand what I mean. The first of them is domain. A domain is a unique name that identifies a website on the internet. It is the address that people type into their web browser to access a website. A domain consists of two main parts, the domain name and the domain extension. Now, for example, if you go on your browser, let's say you're using Chrome, Firefox, or Pramini, and you just type in google.com. Now, google.com, Google is the domain name and .com is the domain extension. So a domain name is very important. I mean, you can literally come up with your own domain name and get started for your brand. But a domain is a very vital tool, especially taking your website from an offline state to the online state. A domain name is the unique name that identifies your brand's website on the internet. Domains are registered through domain registrars, which are companies that manage the registration and ownership of domain names. Now, there are different domain registrars. You might have heard of Bluehost, GoDaddy, Namecheap. There are so many of them. These are domain registrars. They are companies, they manage the registration and ownership of your domain names. Now, when someone registers a domain, they gain the right to use that domain name for a specified period. Usually it's 1 year. People pay for domain for a year. You can pay for 2 years, 4 years, as the case may be, but usually people pay or purchase a domain name for a year, which should be renewed yearly. Secondly, let's talk about hosting. You always hear developers or web designers talk about domain and hosting. Now, you've gotten the name for your brand, you've purchased it. Web hosting refers to the process of storing your website files and data on a server that is connected to the internet. Web hosting companies provide servers that can be rented by individuals or businesses to host their website and make it accessible to the internet. There are different types of web hosting, include shared hosting, dedicated hosting, and cloud hosting. Now, after purchasing your website domain name, you need to have a storage space on the web, on the internet, where your files, your content, your pictures, as the case may be for your website, can be stored. Hosting is the process of storing these website files and data on a server on the internet. And there are different kinds of hosting. There's shared hosting, dedicated, cloud hosting. There are so many. Now, web hosting is an essential aspect of creating a website and making it accessible to the website visitors on the internet. Without your web hosting, your domain name will likely remain dormant because you need to store your content, your write-up, which makes the website appealing to users. So web hosting and domain go together. Now, quickly, let's talk about cPanel. cPanel is a web hosting control panel that provides a graphical user interface, GUI, and automation tools for managing a website or server. It's a popular control panel used by web hosting companies to simplify website management for clients. Now, your web hosting contains things like your file management. It is like a place where all the files you have brought in can be properly managed. On the cPanel, you can also create emails. You can manage your domain. You can install WordPress, which you'll be doing in this course. You'll be seeing how to use the cPanel. But the cPanel is quite important. You'll be seeing me show you how we install WordPress from the cPanel. It provides an interface for you, the user, to be able to manage your server, manage your website and your server. Okay, so quickly, let's talk about themes. Every WordPress website must have a theme. It might have more than one, but you cannot use more than one theme on your WordPress website. WordPress themes are pre-designed templates that determine the appearance and layout of a WordPress website. You will be understanding this much later when we start to use it in the project, but the theme give you pre-designed templates. It just gives you like a framework for your website. They provide a quick and easy way to customize the design of your website without requiring extensive coding or design skills. They already have pre-designed templates, so it makes your work easier. It gives you an idea of what you can create. There are thousands of WordPress themes. They are free, they are premium, and the varying design, functionality, and features. Different themes with their different functionality, their different designs, different features. You just choose themes based on the specification of your website. Now, some of the most popular WordPress themes include blog themes. There are themes for blog, there are themes for businesses, there are e-commerce themes, there are portfolio themes, there are magazine themes. Now, WordPress theme can easily be installed and customized within the WordPress dashboard. You can only install and activate a WordPress theme on your WordPress dashboard. Now, users can change the theme's color scheme. We'll be doing all of that later. Font, layout, and add custom widgets, plugins to extend the theme functionality. These are things that we'll be doing in this course. So follow as I show you these things. Okay, let's talk about plugins. Very, very important. I was saying to you earlier in the earlier videos that for every functionality on the WordPress website, there is a plugin that can achieve it. Now, WordPress theme plugins are pieces of software that can be installed and activated on a WordPress website to add new features and functionality. There are thousands of free and paid WordPress plugins available that can help you extend and customize the functionality of your WordPress website. Now, ranging from a contact form to an e-commerce plugin to a music plugin to blog design layout plugins, there are different kinds of plugins. And when we start using them, you start seeing the beauty and the importance of plugins to WordPress. Like I always say, that you can find a plugin for whatever functionality you need for a WordPress website. It might be a free plugin or a paid one, but for any functionality you need on a WordPress website, you will find a plugin to achieve that. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.